Hello, crafty friends. Welcome to my craft room. I'm Yvonne with Jour, On My Mind, Journaling and More. And today I'm going to put together November's signature and also pull November journaling prompts. This is my October signature. I'm almost done in here. I've got a lot of things that are sticking up from the top. I had to be very careful. I almost put some stuff hanging out from the bottom, but I still have a lot to do in here, but I want to start November somewhat on time. The last 2 months I've started late and it's put me in this situation. So I've got a good handle on what's going on in here. I've got plenty of notes, so not much more to do here. I'm going to set this aside and start working on November. And I have a stack here of papers. Well, this is not for the November signature. I'm not sure if I'm going to use this for November. I ended up having to take apart the book, honestly, to put it back together. These are already some pictures from November, so I'm a little bit ahead of the game, or I feel like I am anyway. But November, is a busy month. Towards the end, we have, well, it is a busy month. My husband has a work trip, then I have a work trip, and then it'll be Thanksgiving. And in between, it's my daughter's birthday, my granddaughter's birthday, and then my other granddaughter's birthday. So November is very, very busy. These are some things I thought I would put together for November, but these are the papers that I'm going to use for November. I went through my stash and couldn't come up with a lot of the junk journal type pages. So I did have to go through and pull out a couple scrapbooking papers to use, but that's okay. I'm excited actually to use some of this scrapbook paper. This is still paper from when I went to that scrapbook exchange place where I bought so much paper and spent $5. I can't remember how much it was, but most of this, let me grab my template. Most of this is already to a good size. I use this template to kind of measure it up. So this one is good. This one is going to have to be trimmed. So you know what? So let me get my trimmer and we'll trim them. I've already got everything picked out. And we'll go ahead and get them trimmed up. Why not? I have that paper trimmer, but I think I'll just use this one so I can measure. The other one does not have a trimmer. I guess we can get rid of October here. October. The intention was to use these on each month and I didn't do it. So November, there's only 30 days. And each page, since it's a page a day, I get 4 pages out of that. So I need 8 pages, I believe. I think, but I also want a cover page, so it might end up being 9. But so we said this one is a good size. This one is not folded well for whatever reason. Now a lot of these are blank on the inside, but that's okay. When we get to them, we'll do some decorating. That's the fun part. So I need this to be 5 3/8 this way. Not too much to cut off there. And 7 1/2 this way. 7 1/2, yes. 7 1/2. The only thing with this trimmer is I have changed this blade several times, but it doesn't seem to be going in real well. So let's see. Let's start putting stuff like this together. What's happening? I think I've refolded this paper so many times. There. Does that look good? Like this. And then like this. Yeah. I'm putting the gold towards the back because that'll be more towards Thanksgiving. Yep. Okay. So there's 2 pages. We'll count. Now, I did ahead of time do some Franken papers because it's just too hard to do it on here. It's just, I like to use a lot of magazine images. This is a magazine image. This is a magazine image, but then that leaves me the other side. I had saved this poem from last year, and I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I wanted to try to use that here. So I do have to trim it down to 5 3/8. Being careful with this. There we go, 5 3/8, and then 7 1/2 this way. There we go. I've got tape and stuff here, so there. Probably didn't go all the way through. So here's another page, and I think I want this poem to be the center, I think. Or I may, I don't know. I don't think I want it to be the center. So we'll do that. That's 3 pages. Then I've stopped keeping a ton of envelopes, but I liked the size of this. This is a junk journal envelope. And I want to keep this intact because I want this to be in the hang on, I've got to do something. Be right back. Okay, so I want this to be in the fold of the signature because it has this little whatever that is. And I also want to have enough to have a flap. So I need, this is the crease I want to keep. So I want to measure from that 5 3/8 from this fold. 5 3/8. That looks right. Okay. Is that the right fold? This fold. 5 3/8 here. And now I'm going to do the 7 1/2. You know what? This is a little thin on this top. I'm going to do it this way. There's nothing. Yeah. So I'll just 7 1/2 this way. Okay. And now I'm going to fold this in here. A little bit more. A little bit more. here maybe. Let's see. Something got messed up. Let me see. Yeah, I folded it too much. I'll just use this as a template. I've done that before. Almost. Okay. So I'm going to fold it there. And now this is what's going to fold in. And so I don't think I want it that deep in there. Let's see. So going to cut it and have a flap about, let's try 3 inches. There's that flap, and there's this. Okay. Now I have another one. I wonder if that would make a good cover. It might, and you know why? Because I'm not going to want to cover that up. So let's try. Let's try it that way. I've got to put you on pause one more time. Be right back. Okie dokie. All right. So I know I'm not going to want to cover that up. There's some tape here from where I pieced that together, but we'll figure that out. That leaves that as the back. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we said we needed 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's one I wanted to use. This is from dyeing stuff for my granddaughter's Halloween costume. Unintentionally, we dyed paper. We used paper to dip in to check the color. And so I need this to be 5 3/8. 5 3/8. Ooh, that's just a little bit to trim off. This trimmer is not, I'm not going to trim that. It's going to rip that. But I do need to trim at 7 1/2. Yep. Okay. That's this one. Let's see where we want to put this one in. Doesn't matter really. Wanted those two together. We'll put it right in the center. Okay. Now, oh, another Franken page. So this is some cheese and crackers. I don't know what size this is. Let me see where I want to fold it. You know, November to me is a lot about food. So I don't ever make this, but poached pears, I've had them before. They're very good. Just liked the way that looked. And then we've got cheese and crackers here. All right, so we need to be 5 3/8. 5 3/8 and 7 1/2. 7 1/2. There we go. And because this is taped, woo, let's do this. 7 1/2. There. Look at that. I'm going to trim it up. Not sure what happened. It's probably the way I put it together. There we go. This page that I put in here is from the recipe stories book that I'm working on. Very excited about that. So I don't think I'll be able to bend this again. That would make a good cover too. Yum. I do want to try to bend it the other way. Oh boy. Let's see. Because I think I want that cheese and crackers more towards the back, towards Thanksgiving. So let's see. Thanksgiving is the 27th, and then we'll have 3 days. This is usually 30, 29, 28, 27. But then that's not together. You know what? We'll just leave it for now. 1, I think I messed this up. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. All right. We'll try that. What else do I have? Oh, another page I put together. This is a magazine image, and this was a pullout from a magazine. And I want this to be 7.5. This way. Wait a minute. This way, 7.5. Oh, I have to fold it first. How long is this? 5 3/8. Let me see if I can quickly find the centering ruler. Let's see. 5 3/8. It's about right there. I'm just trying to see where I should crease this and cut it at the same time. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to find the center of this. This is 11. It's about right here. Let me just do this. What I want to do is be able to use the score board because this is a little bit thicker. Yeah. And a little bit more. Okay. There we go. Now, which way's up? Doesn't matter. This needs to be 5 3/8. Seems to be a little crooked. It's probably the way I put it together. 5 3/8. May have to trim more of these by 7.5, right? Doesn't really matter. 7.5. There we go. Now I've got another one. I'm going to go to the center. Okay. And I think that just leaves the scrapbook paper. Let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep. 7, 8. So let's use this one. I'm going to 10 and 12. I think we just folded in half. Remind me, I want to cut towards the bottom of this, because it has at the bottom of this, I want to try to cut that off, the barcode. All right, 5 3/8. Let's do 7 1/2 first. And this is the end I want to cut off, yes. Well, do I want to have a built-in pocket? No, because I don't want to deal with that barcode. We can always make a pocket out of this because there's plenty left. And now 5 3/8 is here. Okay. Would be nice. It could end up here, but let's try that. I might move some of these around. And let's count. Where's my pencil? So cover page. I probably won't put anything here. Do I want to have the pocket here with the journal prompts? So that would be here. So if I did that, this would start as 1, 2, 3. I don't want to write on that. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. So if I want to do that, let me cut this other piece of scrapbook paper. So I have a little tear here. So we want to work on this side. All right, let's cut 7 1/2 here, and then 5 3/8. 5 3/8. There. And this is going to throw off my count. What do I want for the center? I guess that's pretty good. Why not? Oh, no, I wanted it that way. So I want that next to that. Yeah. I'm not going to move my marks right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now my marks are going to be, this is 13, 14, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. I am going to mark through 21 because I'm going to lose count. 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, and then this. There we go. Awesome. Malfunction with my pencil. Okay, so there's the signature right here. Let me get rid of this. So the next thing, I have things that I want to use here. And I'm just grabbing them from the sides. All right. So I wanted to try to incorporate this somewhere. I liked this tree. This is just magazine. I love using magazine images. Ooh. Sunny Skies, Unlimited Adventures. Why don't I do that? Yep, okay. There's that one. It's just extra. Now this. I have to trim this down. I should have kept the paper trimmer. I need it to be 7.5. How big is it? Yeah, I'm going to lose a little on the bottom on purpose. Okay, and now I want it to be 7.5. That's going to be about perfect. 7.5. This is 5 3/8. It's a little bit frayed. So I want to keep the frayed edge. So I'm going to trim more on this side. Okay. Now maybe I can put the paper trimmer away. Okay. So, boy, that would look good there. That frayed edge is always going to be on this side. All right, let's look. I could put it, nope. That's too short of a page. Oh, I liked that. Here we go. We can do it with one. Oh, look at that. If I use this on this side, what's on the back of this? I can actually use this as a tip-in and do some journaling instead of using it, because I'm not going to want to cover this up. That's what I'm going to do. Okay. Begin again. But I do want to glue this magazine image down. So I'm going to take this page. Let's get this down. Ooh, the last time I recorded, that thing fell out at me too. Let's see. It must want to be used for something. Okay. Whoops, I almost glued it to there. Let's put it about right here. And then we'll flip it around. Oh, it's a little too big. All right, that's okay. Do I want this as a ripped edge? Yes. There we go. Okay. And get this on there. There we go. I love putting together a new signature. It's like a fresh start, you know? All right. Now, let's get this put back in. It was here, right? Yep. Okay. And I know that's poking out some, but I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not. I think I'm going to start out using this. As it gets chunky, I might have to abandon it. For October, it kind of started to tear at the pages because it got so bulky. Now, I want it to be on this side. Here's the first blank page here. So I'm going to paper clip that in there. I also had this that I was trying to put together. It's a picture card. I could use that as a tip in too. Either way. I was going to put something in the center. But maybe I'll hold off on this and maybe use it as a clip in somewhere, or a tip in, I mean, somewhere. I'll put it here. Don't need that. And I had this that I thought I could use as another tip in. It's blank on the side. I don't even know what this was from. Maybe a calendar. I'm going to get the paper trimmer one last time. Might as well just trim it down to size. 7.5. Let's do it a little less than 7.5. Okay. And that can be a tip in somewhere else. Let's see where it might look good. You know, what day did we say Thanksgiving was? The 27th? I'm going to try to put this paper in for the 27th. And we said 30, 29, 28, 27. Right? See, I put that in there. This. If I leave it offset some, maybe it won't mess it up too bad. Now, what's happened here? Where was this? I think I messed up my numbers again. Let's just count. We're using this. We started 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. My numbers are going to be messed up. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Why did that happen? Okay, what in the world? Well, I'm going to figure this out off camera. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. I know what I have to do. 26. I don't know if I'm going to be able to. I'll have to figure that off camera. I'm trying to get the cheese and crackers to be Thanksgiving. And then once I do that, this may become a tip in for that. I'm not going to paper clip it because I'm going to have to move some pages around. I'm going to take that one out. And I'm not going to put this back on yet because I want to try to figure that out. And it might not work out, but that's okay. The other thing I have for November, I'm kind of out of ideas for date tiles. So I printed these. It was a freebie by Never Hopeless by Elizabeth. And they're just little acorns, numbers 1 through 31, and then some extras. Very cute. So I'm going to use these as my dates. And so that brings us to pulling the prompts. Why not? Let's see. They don't want to shake in this container. So I'm just mixing them around and I'm going to pull them out. Wow, there's 3. All right, flower, tickets, Instagram post, stickers, one more. Observations of the season. Okay, there's our 5 journal prompts. Observations of the season, flower. These are actually going to be pretty hard for November. Tickets, Instagram post, and stickers. Okay, there they are. 5 journaling prompts for November. Let's get to it. All right, I will see you next time. Bye-bye.